Welcome BMTA fans and welcome to show number 2 here in Cardiff, UK. Here tonight we start off our show 2 here in just a moment. We'll be right back here once the show begins. Alright, BMTA fans, let's get into the first round of timed racing. We got Mike Waters the second in Megalodon taking on Geneva, Keller in ThunderROARus as Mike Waters lines up to the line here. Let's see what he can do out here tonight in racing. He's lined up, getting the timer ready. The timer is ready. He's got the red. He's got the green. He's off. Starting off show 2 with a banger start. Your freestyle winner. A 15.275. That's the time for. That is the time for Mike Waters Jr. in Megalodon. As we get ready for ThunderROARus' run right here in a moment. We got ThunderROARus ready. He's coming to the line now. starting in round one a little bit differently. We're gonna write down the times here real fast. Give us a moment here as I get the times. So 15.275 for Mike Vaters the second, and Megalodon. Geneva Keller coming out next. We're gonna go green. She's off. Trying to get to the finals again, but has to get through Mike Vaters. Two of the fastest. Oh no! This looks like she cannot get it this time. A 16.475. Not enough to get her into round two. That's going to be a tough break for her. Coming into the first round of racing. She moves on. But to a time that is her slowest. Unlike show one, where she had the best runner for entire racing. She gets a 16.475. Literally 2 milliseconds from taking a win. Couldn't quite get it to her. So, Mike Vaters moves on to the next round of racing. Moves on to the semifinals. As we get our next racing pair set here, we're going to talk about what went wrong with her first turn. Her first turn looked very smooth and consistent, but just couldn't get that first turn as she almost went over, almost oversteered it. Coming to the final turn, she takes it a little bit slow, hits the turn pole, almost misses the ramp, but still gets a time. No 5-second penalty on her due to this being timed racing. So far, her best appearance there. But let's see what the other drivers have to uphold here for us. Because these next drivers, I think, will be personally the best few we've seen here in Cardiff, Wales, United Kingdom. As we get our next drivers ready, we're going to go over what these two next drivers will have to be like. So coming up next, it's Peter Nyman and Loco taking on Brandon Arthur, your show one racing winner. We're going to get right into it. Since Brandon Arthur already won racing, we're going to get right into it here with him. He's lined up. He's off. Brandon Arthur dying for another win here tonight. It looks like karma comes back to bite him as he does not get a score. Truck tumbles over. Looks like he's not going to be able to get a good score here tonight. Not going to be able to take one here. Now it's risking his series lead here after show one. A DNF for Brandon Arthur. An Earthshaker. Probably one of the saddest ways a driver could ever have had a worse night like that. But as we get our next driver out here ready, this next driver almost took home a freestyle win with a locked up rear. Could he possibly take home a racing win here tonight? Here comes Peter Nyman in Toro Loco. Getting the lane a little bit grippy for him. After repairing these trucks from last night's show, he's lined up ready to go. He's off. Into the first turn nice and slick. Coming to the final turn nice. It's a 15 exact. The 15 on the dot for El Toro Loco's Peter Nyman. Let's hear it for Peter Nyman and El Toro Loco. That was the fastest time here tonight. A 15 on the dot. That's a way to end off your round one racing as he moves on. As Peter Nyman takes home a 15 on the dot for his time. He moves on to face off with Mike Vaters and Megalodon. As we get our next racing pair here, we're going to talk about that race and how crazy it was. It was probably one of the best races I've seen here, due to the fact that we lost our show one's racing winner, and that the fact that he might lose his point series. But it's owing to the fact that if he can hold it between skills and freestyle. But coming out next, here comes Chelsea VanCleave in Sparkle Smash, ready to take vengeance on this track after flipping over very early in freestyle and not doing so well in skills. Let's see if she could take it here tonight. She's off. Run to the first turn without flipping. .15.669. Chelsea VanCleave and Sparkle Smash. One of her best racing passes she has had here tonight. Probably one of the best she's ever had. But again, she has to face off against Charlie Pauken in Gravedigger to take home a racing win. She has to go by him to take home and go to the semifinal round. Speaking of Charlie Pauken, coming up next is Charlie Pauken in Gravedigger. Had a tough break in freestyle. Charlie Pauken lined up. We're red, we're going green, as he's off. Oh no, goes over, recovers it, it's going over again. This might cost him a win, and Chelsea VanCleave is gonna move on. As we're looking at the times, Chelsea VanCleave will in fact move on. Charlie Pauken's truck seems to be very out of tune here. This is not Charlie Pauken-like. As he crosses the line with 31.240. That is the worst time I have seen here tonight. That is a bad time. That could affect his next show that he will be at. This will most definitely affect him. But if he can do well in freestyle, he can most likely take that spot back. As we go into our final race here tonight in the first round. Let's get right into it. As coming up next, we have Brianna Mahon and Monster Dalmation taking on Joe Dennis and Zombie. As we get these two out on the track here and ready, we're going to go down to what... Actually, no, we're not. We're going to get right into the next race here. Joe Dennis is already ready, pumped up to try and take a racing win here tonight. As he lines up. And he's off. He changed the motor out due to when they were trying to bring the truck in the back after freestyle. They noticed the engine was blown after his freestyle run. Oh no! a 15.369. That is the time for Joe Dennis in Zombie. But again, not a good start to the racing competition for Joe Dennis. As we know, how these these 12,000-pound monster trucks handle the fact that they can handle stuff just like that. It's beyond mind-blowing. As we get ready for our next race, here it comes. Brianna Mahon and Monster Mutt Dalmation. Her first time in Monster Mutt Dalmation in this series. She was planned to be in Bailey's circuit, but we decided she's going to be in Monster Mutt Dalmation, and she's off to the races already as we're speaking. Coming to the first turn, nice and smooth. There's the final turn here. Speeds it in there, a 14.749. That is the fastest time we've seen here tonight. Brianna Mahon coming back here. 14.749. That is a fast time out of Brianna Mahon. Probably that's the fastest time here tonight. Did not expect to see that fastest time. That is a pretty good time if you ask me. So she moves on to the next round here. Next round here of racing. As this event has been off the hook wild so far. As she moves on, we're gonna get our we're in the semifinals now. We're in the semifinals. We're gonna get ready for what's about to come next. It's coming out next for a semifinal round. It is Mike Vaters II in Megalodon gonna be taking on Peter Nyman in the Toro Loco. As we get these drivers set and ready. Going through the mind of these two. These two have been fast. But are not as fast as what Brianna Mahon just put up. As we get Peter Nyman on the track ready. He's gonna take his lane. He's off. Almost rolls it over there. A 13.9. He rolls the truck over. Can he save that truck from flipping? Yes, he can. Wow. That truck's going to have some major work to do after this. Because he got a 13.988. That is the fastest time here tonight in racing. What a fast time for Peter Nyman in the Toro Loco. Never seen that fast of a time in my life. But that's a speed demon right there, ladies and gentlemen. As coming out next, here comes Mike Vaters II in Megalodon. Ready to try and beat Peter Nyman's score. We go red. We're going green here. Onto the first turn, zooming down. A 5-second penalty on Mike Vaters II in Megalodon. It's an 18.238. Could have gotten it. He could have gotten the fastest time if he didn't get so cocky there. 18.239 is this time for him. That means Peter Nyman moves on to the finals. His first appearance in the finals here tonight. As we move on to the finals, that was just mind-bogglingly crazy time The times are getting faster and faster as each driver attempts their own way of trying to take home a win here tonight. Peter Nyman moves on to the final round here of racing, which is an amazing way to end it off, as we got Sparkle Smash, Chelsea VanCleave taking on Brianna Mahon in Monster Mutt Dalmation, as we get the two drivers ready here on the track. We're going to talk about that last race with Peter Nyman. I don't know what happened. That was just an amazing race. A fast time. That was the fastest. Right behind it being Brianna Mahon. As we get ready for the race, we're going to go right into it here. Brianna Mahon's ready. Lined up, ready. She's off. Around the first turn, nice and fast. Our fastest time. Can she save it? Yes, she can, but I don't think she can get. I don't think she can get the fastest time here. A 22.789. That is a tough break for the second fastest time here. A 22 for Brianna Mahon in Monster Mutt Dalmation. That is a tough break. 22.789. As we get into the next race with Chelsea VanCleave and Sparkle Smash. Now here's the thing. Coming into this race, she must put on a fast pass. As she gets ready, she's lining up here. She's in a different lane since Brianna Mahon pushed her into another lane. She's off. She wins what Brianna Mahon did. She has a chance to now move on. Karma bites Brianna Mahon in the dust. And she gets a fifth as Chelsea VanCleave gets a 15.034. Fast. Very fast for her coming into this race. So she moves on to face off with Peter Nyman in Toro Loco. Just very intense race out here tonight. It's very intense. Has been ever since. But Chelsea VanCleave moves on to face off with Peter Nyman in the Toro Loco. Her first time in the finals. This is their first two meeting in the finals here. This is their first time meeting here in the final round. As we get ready to get these two on the track. Let's get the finals underway. As we have the two best solid drivers I predicted to be the best ones in this tour. As we have them lined up ready. Here comes Peter Nyman lining up first in the opposite lane. He's off. Comes the first turn, nice and slick. Final turn. It's a 13.827. Another wild time for him. It's just an amazing time for him. I have never expected such a fast time out of Peter Nyman. As we get ready for the next race here tonight, Chelsea VanCleave ready to take home a first racing win, but I don't think that will happen here tonight, as Peter Nyman puts on a fast time for 13. Another 13 for him. Did not expect him to pull off another 13, but who knows? Peter Nyman take home another win here tonight? I don't know, let's find out. Give me one moment here, we have some technical difficulties. Time did not register. We're gonna get it typed in here. Just a moment. Alright, sorry for the inconvenience. We got the issue resolved here. As we get ready. Here. Again. Sorry about that. Some technical issues here. We are getting ready for racing. She's ready. Final round is underway. The final truck comes to the first turn nice and smooth. She goes over. That's a DNF for Chelsea VanCleave in Sparkle Smash. Comes into the final round with an amazing tie, with amazingness. Couldn't quite get the rest of that done. She gets a DNF for her, which very well sucks, because that means your racing winner here tonight is Peter Nyman in the El Toro Loco. An amazing way to end off the racing competition here tonight. Let's hear it for Peter Nyman. As he's on the track. You guys can't see it, but he's on the track. He's pumped. He's pumped here tonight. Very pumped here. He's excited to come in for the two-wheel skills challenge. But Peter Nyman is loving it here. The fans are yelling and screaming. They are pumped. Peter Nyman just swoops in here and just says, "This is my win now." Peter Nyman just came out of nowhere and put on a heater of a freestyle run here tonight, Cardiff Wales. Let's hear it. Because, you know, you can't really get anything like that. But that was an amazing way to end off the freestyle racing here tonight. Let's hear it for Peter Nyman in the El Toro Loco. That was just beyond perfect way to end off your racing here tonight. Peter Nyman just came and said, I'm not taking any losers tonight. Not anymore. Just takes home his first racing win here tonight. Just an amazing event here to kick it off as we get ready for the two-wheel skills challenge. I never expected to see Peter Nyman come out and go crazy in racing, but things become unexpected here in BMTA, especially when it comes to your national series. It's just crazy wildness everywhere, especially when it's your only week, when you're the only the only event, especially when you're the only event that's on. But it's amazing. Let's hear it for Peter Nyman at Toro Loco. Let's get ready for the two. We're gonna get ready for the two-wheel skills competition here tonight. Let's get ready for the two-wheel skills challenge here in just a moment. Coming in. Alright, BMTA fans, let's get ready for the two-wheel skills challenge. As starting us off is Joe Dennis. In Zombie. Let's see what Joe Dennis has got out here tonight. Let's just see how he can do out here tonight. Let's see. We are ready. That does not count as his first hit. He's gonna go for a nose wheelie. Nose wheelie attempt. Nothing new for Joe Dennis as he attempts a nose wheelie. Ooh, combination move. Very nice. Very nice there. As we get this, Joe Dennis is going to look for his next move here. Looks like Joe Dennis is going to try to go for another tombstone attempt. Keeping the balance holding it. This is the first time Joe Dennis has ever... What? He lands it on the other side. That may have not been realistic, but that was awesome. And Joe Dennis is over. Let's hear it for Joe Dennis in Zombie. It's a very good day for Joe Dennis as he tries his no hard best to take home another win here tonight. Kind of messing up on a post here. Gotta refix that. There we go, I fixed it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the scores are coming in for Joe Dennis in Zombie. An 8 from the experts and a 9 from me. That's a 17 for Joe Dennis in Zombie. As we go on to the next driver. Coming up next is, oh my god, I don't know how to say her name right. Geneva, Keller, and ThunderROARus coming out next. This is the one driver I have no idea how to pronounce her own name. She can go for an island, what I like to call them here on the series. I'm gonna go for a nose wheelie. Very nice, holding it. Very balanced. She's gonna walk it back. She can't see actually she can see, it's just the fact that the jaw of the truck is now just stuck up in that position. Let's see if she can attempt another move like this, or she'll give up on it. Looks like she's gonna go for a off the ski slope, a nose wheelie attempt. She's holding it up there. She's moving the truck across the entire floor. Ooh, almost went over there. Amazing combination move right there. That was an amazing move. The scores are coming in for Geneva, Keller, in ThunderROARus. Scores a 16 for the expert, and I'm going to give it a 15 for me. That's a 31. Oh my god. 31. That blasts right into the lead. 31 here tonight for ThunderROARus. As we get our next driver out here tonight, ready here. He's already been on a skills challenge, but he's in need for a skills win here tonight as we get ready for Charlie Pauken, a gravedigger, coming out next here for the two-wheel skills challenge. This is gonna go for the island. Looks like he might pull something insane off here. Tries to pull a Armando Castro World Finals. Couldn't quite get the full rotation. That is going to do it for him here tonight. Let's hear it for Charlie Pauken, trying to go absolutely berserk here for two-wheel seals challenge. Scores are coming in. It's an 11 from the experts and a 12 for me. There's a 23 for Charlie Pauken in Gravedigger. A 23. We liked it that much. The fact that we gave him that big of a score. But speaking of big scores, because coming out next, here comes Brandon Arthur in Earthshaker. We have no idea if this is going to be a temporary thing for Brandon Arthur. He's going to be driving this. But he's comfortable in this truck. We might make it permanent for him. Let's just see what he's got out here tonight. As this is his second ever skills competition of this season. This is the 5th skills competition in a whole. As he tries to go for a tombstone or a moonwalk off the backflip. Couldn't quite keep it up. Looks like he was trying to grab it. Do a grab walk there. He's looking for his next and first, his last, second, and final hit. And it looks like he decided to disengage on that jump there. On the ski slope. And it looks like he's going to try to go for a bicycle. This is very hard on this chassis. But he's going to try his very hardest. As he successfully does it. And the truck's fully intact after that. Let's hear it for Brandon Arthur in Earthshaker. Scores are coming in. It's a 8 for the expert. And a 10 for me. That's an 18. 18 for Earthshaker. Solid run, but not enough to take a lead here tonight as we get ready for the next run. Coming up next, here comes Brianna Mahon in Monster Mutt Dalmation. She tries to take home her first skills win here tonight. This is a lineup for one of the islands. Going nose really off it. She might try the same thing Charlie Pauken did. No! It looks like not. She took a popper off that. Not a bad, solid attempt out of her. She's gonna look for her next move here. Let's see what she's got here. She's gonna go for a popper here. I don't know what she was trying to do there, but whatever it was going to be a amazing move, but she couldn't quite get it there. So the scores are coming in for Brianna Mahon in Mossberg Dalmation. Score for her is an 11 for the expert and another 11 for me. So that is a 22 for Brianna Mahon. A 22 for Brianna Mahon. Still not enough to lead from Geneva, Keller, in ThunderROARus. Got 3 more trucks left here. Who's coming up next? Here comes Mike Vaters the second in Megalodon. This man has been on a roll this entire event, taking on his first freestyle win. The thing is, can you take home an overall event championship? Try and make it to World Finals 2 in Salt Lake City, Utah. He's gonna try this. Damn! Shut him off at the worst possible moment. It looked like he was able to save it, but they shut him off. L officials, man. Would have been a great run if they just let the truck continue. But no, they shut off the truck. Officials too strict here. They just shut off the truck, but the scores are coming in for Mike Vaters the second and Megalodon. It's a 7 for the experts. And I'm also going to give it a, be nice to give it a 9. Give it a 9 here. So 7 to 15 for Mike Vaters, a 15. That is dead last here. That's going to hurt a lot. You know he's mad. He's going to come up with freestyle and go crazy. Speaking of someone who's dying for, very in need for a win, this next driver has been very wanting a win the entire time. Coming out next, here comes okay, here comes Chelsea VanCleave in Sparkle Smash. The body is just at this point gone. Almost rotate, but keeps it alive. The thing is, what she's gonna try to do here. Going for the island, the other island this time, the blue one. Pulls off a popper, combinating into a nose wheelie, moonwalks it down. What an amazing 10 for Chelsea VanCleave. I know a friend that you was commentating with us in Detroit would love this run. Almost went over there, but that's not an attempt for a hit. She's still looking for her next one. She's gonna go for another nose wheelie. Puts it down. That is going to do it for Chelsea VanCleave in Sparkle Smash. Scores are coming in. An 11 for her. Another a 16. It's a 27 for Chelsea VanCleave in Sparkle Smash. That's enough for second place here. on the series. Not for second place here on the... Yeah. Forget what I said. That's enough for second place. We're coming out next. Coming out next. Oh, excuse me. Here comes Peter Nyman in the Toro Loco. Has some slight technical difficulties. Here he comes out of the tunnel with no one back on the truck. Excuse me. No tailgate at all. Peter Nyman is going to try and take home a skills win here tonight. There goes the hood. That hood is just... It looks like he locked up a planetary. This is going to be bad for his skills hits. He's a little bit lost now on what he's going to try to do. He's going to try to go for a Paxton Popper. He gets it. Puts into a wheelie. Couldn't quite save it there. But what a way to end off the freestyle here. Skills, sorry. The skills competition here. With Peter Nyman and Toro Loco. Scores are coming in. It's a 19 from the experts. Wow. A little big. I'm going to give that an 11. That's a 30. That's enough for second place. That's enough for second place here. In the two-wheel skills challenge. That means your winner for the first time. This entire event is Geneva Keller. In ThunderROARus, taking home her first ever freestyle win here, skills win here tonight. My bad. Again, I'm stumbling on that. But let's hear it for her as we're going to go into halftime here right now. We'll be back in just a moment. We are back and we're getting ready here for freestyle. As we are ready here, it's coming up first for freestyle. What the is Chelsea VanCleave and Sparkles are coming out first here for freestyle. Ready to tear up the freestyle track here tonight. For the final time today. Huge air. Starts off freestyle with that nice big air. Just trying not to flip it over like last time. Super early. Right now she's hopefully keeping it up. Don't want to jinx her. Nose wheeling it like Charlie Pauken. Show 1. Has some trouble there, trying to get Chuck straightened out. Amazing turnaround there for Chelsea. Cross thread, some cross thread action there. She's gonna be the first one to line up for the backflip here. And oh no, there goes the tire. The tire is off of that truck. Let's hear it for Chelsea VanCleave. In Sparkle Smash. An amazing way to end off the freestyle, but that is going to do it for her. Did not expect her to do a backflip and fail it like that. Man, her first freestyle, almost filling the time. Not able to get it done. Still, nonetheless, you gotta feel for that. She tried her best there. But let's hear it. Chelsea VanCleave. But let's hear it for Chelsea VanCleave as we are going to get the scores ready here just a moment. As we do this, let's talk about what happened here in the Tuliosco's challenge. Just amazing wow factors here on out. Sure, this show might have been a little bit lackluster of slow, but still had some great wow factors at the end of the day. Can't really blame the drivers here. What goes on? Alright, BMTA fans, let's get right into the next freestyle here. Alright, BMTA fans. Just doing one quick moment before we give the scores for Chelsea VanCleave and Sparkle Smash. Scores are in. The 13 for her. 13. I'm going to give it an 11. That's a 24 for Chelsea VanCleave and Sparkle Smash. Coming out next is Joe Dennis and Zombie. Let's get him out here real fast. Let's get him out here. Joe Dennis is ready to tear up another event here tonight. Comes into the first turn. Looks like he's going to send it. Yes, he does. Sends it off that jump there. Joe Dennis is very pumped to be in this season. Huge air to end off the freestyle. Goes over, but saves it. What a way to end off the run here for Joe Dennis. An amazing way to end it off. Sorry I was so quiet. I was kind of focused in on there for a minute. Scores coming in. A 12 for Zombie. A 12 for Judge 1. AKA the expert. And another 12. That's a... Nope. Correction. I'm going to give that a 14. A 26 for Joe Dennis and Zombie. Wrapping up his freestyle run right there. But coming out next, here comes the Queen of Carnage. Here comes Brianna Mahon in Monster Mutt Dalmation. Ready to tear it up with some big air. She might just make it into the high jump competition later this year in the World Finals too. Oh no! Breaks the tire and rolls it over. That is the second truck here tonight to bust off the tire. That is no score for Brianna Mahon in Monster Dalmation. Tough break. It's a 0 for her. Very, very big tough break there. It's a 0 for her. That means at the end of the day, she'll get a 1. We'll add up that 1 point right there. Just now, because she'll be in dead last. But coming out next, here comes Peter Nyman in El Toro Loco. Get him out here in a real moment here, ladies and gentlemen. Here he comes out of the tunnel. With almost no body left on the truck. Peter Nyman looking for a freestyle one here tonight. Starts up the freestyle with some nice air. Never mind. That is another 0. This is just a terrible, terrible event. Oh, for these two drivers, for Peter Nyman and Brianna Mahon. That's another 0. Wow, that is a tough break there. We'll turn that into a 2 instead. And 1 for Peter Nyman. It's just a very sad time there. Both of the trucks that have came out so far have just flipped over early or broke. But given a moment of doubt, Peter Nyman would have freestyled here tonight. 4 trucks remaining in the field. Coming out next, here comes Geneva, Keller, ThunderROARus. Coming out next for freestyle. Your skills winner here tonight. Huge air. Start off the freestyle. Forgot to start the timer. Around. Huge air. Just spinning around here. Going for some cross-thread action. Looks like she's gonna go for an early backflip. Second backflip here tonight. Never mind. She flips it over a lot early. Let's hear it for her. That was just a very bad way to go out. She gets a score. She gets a 3 for the expert. And a 2 for me. That's a 5. For the score. So far, Joe Dennis and Zombie still in the lead. There's only 3 trucks left in the freestyle competition. This is the worst freestyle here tonight. But coming up next, here comes Brandon Arthur in Earthshaker. Your last event's freestyle winner. Start off the freestyle with some nice air. Huge air right there. Huge air here in Nyman. He's putting on a freestyle for these fans. Going for an early backflip. Locks up a planetary. That is a bad thing for Peter. Brandon Arthur. As he goes cross right there. That's gonna do it for Peter Nyman. Not Peter. Oh my God. Brandon Arthur in Earthshaker. puts on a crazy final freeze, final move there. Scores are coming in. A 12 and a 13. That's a 26. Doesn't get the lead, but is enough for second place. The only reason why I said that, because it's tied for first with Joe Dennis. So Brandon Arthur's gonna get second place here. We got 2 more trucks remaining in the freestyle competition coming out next. Here comes Charlie Pauken in Gravedigger. As we get Charlie Pauken here on the track, ready to freestyle for these United Kingdom fans. Charlie Pauken is not afraid for a freestyle run like no other, as we get him ready out here on the track. Charlie Pauken up next. Zooms onto the track. Huge air started off. Truck shuts off. Timer is paused. No idea what happened there. Let's just... That was... I don't know what's going on there. Can he refire the truck? Yes, he can. Timer will resume. Huge air right there. Going for the backflip. Successful moonwalk. Back to moonwalk there. Huge air right there. Probably Pauken and Gravedigger. Oh! Can he save it? Yes, he can! Knocks over Brandon Arthur's truck. We're gonna have to get that off the track after this run. Charlie Pauken is throwing down a run here for his United Kingdom fans. As he jumps over Earthshaker again. I think we're looking at a new leader here. The tire is popped. Rolls the truck over. Almost fills time. Let's hear it for Charlie Pauken in Gravedigger. An amazing ending to his freestyle run to get Gravedigger off the track and ready for the final driver. This event so far has been absolutely off the rails. Moving not Peter Nyman's truck. We move Earthshaker off the track as we get ready for our final driver out here tonight. He is your last event's freestyle winner. Here he comes. Oh, hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes Mike Vaters II in Megalodon. Ready to tear it up here tonight for the final time. Huge air to kick it off. Almost rolls it over there, but saves the truck from flipping. Bouncing it sideways. comes around. Huge air off the jammer. Lines up for the backflip ramp. Lands it again. Huge air off the step up. We're going on the sidewalls. Branching off of freestyle. Mike Vaters II showing who he originally was as he goes for a wow. This has to be the freestyle of the year. Cause holy, what a freestyle that was. Scores are coming in. We forgot the score, Gravedigger. It's a 16 for Gravedigger and a 12. It's a 28 for Gravedigger. That's your new leader for that run. That's Charlie Pauken's lead right there. But the score for Mike Vaters II in Megalodon is a 15 and an 18. That's a 33 for Mike Vaters II, making up the ground here tonight in freestyle. What a event to leave off this event. What a way to leave it off. That was just amazing freestyle. All around amazing. Don't know what to say about that, but that was just intense. But amazing freestyle. Our overall, we're going to claim our overall event championship. Your overall event champion is Chelsea VanCleave in Sparkle Smash. That is a first here tonight. Chelsea VanCleave takes home an overall event championship. That's amazing. But Mike Vaters takes home another freestyle win here tonight. What a way. Let's hear it from Mike Vaters II in Megalodon. I am beyond speechless here. Because that was an amazing freestyle. Just threw down the entire truck like it was no tomorrow. But what a way to end off the freestyle competition here tonight. We'll be adding up the points here after the event. Right now, I don't know what it's up with Mike Vaters, but he's just throwing it down. It's like he just means to do this. It's just an amazing way on how someone could just do that. But let's hear it for our drivers that have taken the win here. That was a great event. And I'll see you guys next weekend, as we kick off our series again, Stadium Series 1, 2, Stadium Series 1 and 2, and Arena Series 1 again.